Good evening and welcome to the Serenity Solutions podcast number 13. 13 is a special number this week because my nephew just had his 20th birthday. It makes me feel really old. And it was Friday to the 13th. We have a cold moon tonight. I was able to catch that at the perfect time before the clouds covered it, and I will share that picture with you today. This moon has been affecting me so much this week. It's been a heavy week. I'm just gonna turn I didn't put any music on. I'll put the music on at the end for you today. So I'm a little bit late starting tonight, and this isn't the best time for me to do these things because I'm getting ready to get ready for bed, actually, because I've been up for a long time now. I usually get up between 2:30 and 5 in the morning at this time of year until Christmas break, and then I start to sleep more. But yeah, so today I wasn't sure what to talk about, and so I'm going to talk about a mixture of things tonight. One of them is like motivation, because I didn't really want to do this, and I know that I need to because I've promised to you that I will do a podcast every Sunday, and so I'm following through on my word. I'm a little bit like achy, maybe fighting something this weekend, but I take so many immunity supplements, as I mentioned last week, that I think whatever cough I woke up with yesterday that I think I caught from a student on Friday, I think that I battled that, but I might be battling a virus now, and just a little rundown today. But I'm still showing up because that's what I do. So I'm going to start with Eddie Mylett's book, The Power of One More, and I'm going to focus on the One More Inconvenience chapter, which is chapter 14 in his book. And I've highlighted some things from the first time that I read the book. I'm going to read this book again because it's my favorite book I've ever read in my whole life. And it's so motivating and encouraging. And I was listening to Eddie on my walk today, and it just like, I could listen to him for hours. I do listen to him for hours most days. So, I'm just going to read some quotes that I read, like I highlighted from this chapter. It says, but if you don't inconvenience yourself and confront the difficult things in front of you, you'll have no chance at ending up where you want to be in life. So that one more inconvenience, like maybe tonight doing this podcast, even though I always feel great after, and it's kind of like going to the gym or, I have to prepare a little bit for these, but I have a lot of knowledge in my head, and I kind of do these off the cuff for sure lately. And my point is that, it's something that you don't always want to do, but once you get started, you get the energy and you get fired up and you feel good after, because I know that I'm helping someone out there. So I'm just going to read another few quotes here. So start by doing difficult and inconvenient things first. I did not follow this morning because normally if I didn't want to do my podcast today because I was having trouble figuring out the topic, I would have done my podcast first. But today I chose to hang some blinds, and that's like my least favorite thing to do is those kind of projects where they're tedious little things where you're screwing things into the wall, and it went a little sideways because when I hung the blind up, it didn't fit properly, and I worked hard screwing the screws into the trim, and then I didn't use a drill, and so it was hard on my muscles, and then it didn't fit. So a little frustrating, but I've got some temporary curtains hanging up, and I'm just going by his quote here, start by doing difficult and inconvenient things first. Maybe I should have done that first thing this morning, or maybe I should have done this first thing this morning. I do have to do it strategically when my dog is calm, which is usually in the morning, although I've done a lot of things to wear him out today. We've gone for hikes, we've gone into some stores, And so he is sitting nicely beside me, which is amazing. We just did some scent work too. So, doing hard things builds character. It separates you from the pack. When you do hard, challenging, and inconvenient things, you'll soon realize your biggest, best, and most amazing dreams are on the other side of the tallest hills you must climb. And that brings up, for me, when you go hiking up a huge mountain and it's hard work and you're sweating and you're like, oh, are we going to get there? Like, Mount Finlayson's a tough one. And then you get to the top and you're like, this is so worth it because you get that nice view, right? It's the same kind of thing, except like it's about life and doing the hard things. So showing up when you don't want to kind of thing, or when you're sick, not feeling well. Satisfaction and self-esteem come from accomplishing inconvenient tasks. So for sure, the more we have to work for something, the more we're going to appreciate it when it's done, right? Sense of accomplishment. Mimicking others is an act of convenience. When we become leaders of our own lives, we don't copy anyone. We recognize our journey as ours alone. It's okay to draw on others as sources of inspiration and knowledge. In fact, it's essential. However, you must be mindful enough to know where to draw the line. You must figure out how to cherry pick the right information and use it to your fullest advantage. So recently, I've kind of been doing my own thing throughout this whole process of social selling and learning so much and doing a whole bunch of different training and stuff. But recently I've gone and been my own, leader in creativity and doing more without looking at anyone's stuff and not like using their info and whatever, you know what I mean, if you're in that market. But and it feels good because I'm going out on my own and I'm growing my account and doing things that feel authentic to me and others and what others can relate to. And I've also been expanding my private counseling practice, which I do have if you're interested in any counseling. If you're in the province of British Columbia, I can see you online or your kids, or in person in Victoria, BC. I do nature-based therapy with my dog for animal-assisted therapy, or I can do online, like I said. So that feels really good to be able to do everything myself and just you know what I mean? The creativity is coming out and it feels nice. Okay. If you think it's easy when you're alone at the office while everyone else is out partying on a Friday night, or you're bleeding money even though you're working your butt off to try and sell your dream to anybody who will listen, or you're weary from the ongoing daunting task of turning over every stone looking for new clients and prospects, then you've never gone through the struggles and challenges it takes to become wealthy like I did for years upon years. So this is Eddie talking again in his book about the inconvenience, and I can totally relate to that because I know I went to school, post-secondary, about 15 years of post-secondary, and so a lot of hard work, a lot of times where I wasn't able to go out with my friends, stayed home, studied, wrote essays, exams, all the things, instead of partying with my friends. And that takes discipline, right? It takes a lot of work and it takes a lot of money. So still paying debt off for all those years of schooling, but there are rewards to that in the end as well. Just like he's saying in this chapter, it's worth it to be inconvenienced and to go and push yourself for that one more inconvenience, because tonight doing my podcast kind of close to 7 is late for me. We start settling down, but I'm pushing myself and I already feel better. I already feel more energetic because I know that this is going to hit somebody. This is going to help somebody, right? Maybe more people, lots of people. So, he's talking about motivated people attack inconvenient things with a sense of urgency. Life becomes more meaningful when you realize after you live a moment, it's gone forever. And you never can get that back. And wasted time is one of the biggest crimes you can commit against yourself. So I could have chose to say, yeah, I'm taking a sick day on this podcast Sunday thing. And, opted out because it's been a heavy week and a heavy day. But I'm inconveniencing myself and it feels good, right? Because I know, again, it's going to help someone. It's going to help me to get more information out there as well. Seeking inconvenient relationships. The fact is that friendships and loving relationships built on convenience are not quality relationships. The best relationships are not about being by your side only when it's convenient. It's about being there when it's not. So we know we have those people in our lives that are there for all the good times, but not always the bad times. Or we have those people that are there for every time and especially the bad times. So those are, sometimes it is an inconvenience to help your friends when they're going through something, but you know that they'll be there for you, or you know that you should be there for them, right? Equanimity. I know he talks about this. Equanimity. Oh no. Equanimity. Okay, not sure how to pronounce that word, but okay, I'm just gonna roll with it. You guys know what I'm talking about. Is essential when you're doing inconvenient things. Without it, you'll eventually burn out. You can't sustain inconvenient efforts and rise to another level unless you approach life with the right mental mindset. And equanimity. Oh my God, I don't know why I can't say that word. Equanimity is a form of emotional control rooted in your thoughts. Inconvenient deeds are based in your actions. So, sorry I can't pronounce that, and I'm not even going to try. Anyways, those are my highlights from chapter 14, One More Inconvenience. And now I'm going to do a little, and that's from Eddie Milet's The Power of One More book. Those are just my takeaways. We did a little book club last year, and we all read that book, and we all said we want to read it again because it's so amazing. Now I'm going to read I'm going to do some meditation from the Little Book of Meditation by Dr. Patricia Collard. And I can't remember what I was going to say. I probably should do these in the morning because I'm not as smart in the evenings. And I just told you how many years I've been in school and I can't even pronounce that word. But hey, I'm going to give myself some grace, okay? So I mentioned that it's feeling heavy. We've got a full moon happening right now, which often brings a lot of heaviness as well. We're leading up to the holidays, which I think people stress out more than they should. But we do have some, special people that aren't around on Earth. For those who have lost people, and most people have lost somebody and wish that they were with them right now. So I was going to do tonight's podcast on grief, but maybe I'll save that for next week. And I just want to help you. So this is a little meditation on gaining courage and self-confidence. So we are constantly under pressure to prove how much we can do and how independent we are. Wouldn't everything be a lot easier if we could understand that each of us is merely a part of the whole? All we can offer the world are our own individual talents. And the affirmation is, today I will take a gentle look at my wounds and scars. They will show me that even a stony path brings adventure and experiences. I notice the things that are, have been, and will be instructive and wonderful. This is a 5-minute self-compassion break. I might be quicker than that, though. You may need to pause this. I do these in the moment so that I get benefit from them as well, and also just to stay in the moment. So sorry if I make a mistake. So this is a self-compassion break. Are you thinking about a difficult episode in your life that upsets or agitates you? Try not to suppress it, but to accept it. It is what it is. Perhaps an argument with someone close to you, a loss, pain, whatever it may be. Use the calming power of touch by giving yourself a hug. You can either place one hand on your heart and the other on your solar plexus, or you can place both hands on your cheeks and hold your face. Focus wholly on yourself as best as you can. So take a second and just give yourself a little hug, either on your face or your chest, your heart, and your solar plexus, and I'll do that too. Soak that in. Maybe try both positions on your face and on your solar plexus and heart. Both feel really comforting and good, actually. I'm trying to do more of these little things to help me on a daily basis as well, and I highly recommend it. It really helps. Become aware that you are suffering or afraid in this moment. Say to yourself with your inner voice, "It hurts," or "ouch," or something similar, as your way of expressing the thought that things are not well with you right now, and that you are holding yourself to gain courage and strength. Next, remember that everyone suffers sometimes, is afraid, feels inadequate, or is in pain. Tell yourself, "I am not alone," or "I am not the only one to have problems." They are part of human life. Finally, whisper affectionate, uplifting phrases or words to yourself. May I feel safe and secure. May I feel brave and strong. May I feel peaceful and unburdened. Or just inner peace, safety, relaxation, contentment. You are sure to feel more peaceful within just a few minutes. Alright, this is a movement meditation. And it's about relaxing your neck and your shoulders. Sounds good to me. When we are unhappy with ourselves and feel inadequate, our body produces certain chemicals. The same ones that are released when we feel anger or fear caused by an external trigger. For example, if an aggressive dog comes hurtling toward us. The body does not seem to be able to tell the difference between self-imposed negativity arising from self-criticism, feelings of shame, and so on, and negative feelings resulting from external pressures. When these chemicals, adrenaline and cortisol in particular, are frequently released around our body, we become increasingly beset by gloomy thoughts, and our body becomes more and more sluggish and tense. Whenever we put ourselves down, we need to reassure ourselves as soon as possible with love and compassion. A simple body meditation can work wonders. Make sure you keep breathing normally throughout the exercise. In other words, don't hold your breath. I always catch myself if I ever say anything like, "Oh, that was stupid," or "I'm so dumb," or anything like that. You know, I say silly things like that. I always catch myself and correct myself now because I know that self-compassion is so important. All right, let's start the exercise here. So loosen up your neck and shoulders. Start by standing up with your feet hip-width apart and parallel. As you inhale, slowly raise both arms in front of you up to chest height or even higher so they are above your head, with your fingertips pointing toward the sky. It's almost like you're in a mountain pose, and then you put like a tree pose without your putting your leg up. Okay, as you exhale, lower your arms back to their starting position, simply hanging down by your sides. Repeat this sequence at least 3 times, and preferably more. If you cannot raise your arms all the way up, this is perfectly fine. Raise them as high as feels comfortable for you. Let both arms dangle by the sides of your body and perform a gentle neck exercise. The chin should be parallel to the ground. the facial muscles as relaxed as possible. Now breathe in slowly and keeping them parallel to the ground, turn your chin and neck toward your right shoulder, only as far as you can go without discomfort. Bring them back to the center as you breathe in. Then on the next exhale, turn toward the left. Repeat these neck exercises 3 to 5 times each direction. You may notice that your neck feels slightly more relaxed and you can move it a little further with each turn. This may or may not happen, as the case may be. Listen to your inner voice of wisdom. This reminds me of doing physio and making sure I'm taking my deep breaths 4 in, 7 out, rather than holding for 20 seconds. So just taking those deep breaths is really helpful. So that's part 1, and then part 2 is Qigong massage. If possible, start with the right hand and massage your left arm from the shoulder down to the left hand. You can massage and lightly pat along the inside and outside of your left arm with a loose fist or the flat of your hand. Repeat this massage going down and up at least 3 times. That feels good. My forearms have been sensitive lately. Then repeat with the left hand on the right arm. So you do about 3 times on each arm. And like I said, I'm doing this with you. So let's switch to the right now. Now put the tension out of your upper body. Start in the area of the collarbones. Okay, just one more massage on the right side of the arms, all the way up and all the way down. Okay, now pat the tension out of your upper body. Start in the area of the collarbones, followed by the rib cage. So pat, rib cage, stomach, just pat, kind of like tapping, and hips. Maybe the sides of your body, if you can reach them easily. Ideally going right down to the lower back. So this is a Qigong massage. Now move to your left leg, patting and slapping it to relax the front and the back. Go down as far as possible. You can do this while sitting down if you prefer. Then work on massaging the right leg. Just tapping works well to get the lymph nodes and the blood moving. Finally, using just your fingertips, massage and tap your face and then the top of your head very gently. It feels almost like lovely warm raindrops patting down on you. I love the face massagers. I'm just tapping gently on your face. And then the top of your head, like raindrops, it says. You can, of course, opt to massage only those areas that you can reach with ease and those where the resulting sense of relief is most palpable. All right, imagination. So now that you're done the massage, I love massages. We're going to do one more imagination meditation, and then we'll stop there. The next one is the candle one, and we've already done the candle meditation. Okay, so imagination. I can do this. Do you have a presentation or a job interview coming up, a meeting or an exam that you don't want to mess up? This exercise in imagination will help you perform your best while maintaining your inner calm. It can be used for any situation where you want to make a good impression. However, you have to practice it 7 times in succession, starting well in advance of the event in question. This exercise in imagination is often used by competitive athletes. For example, they might visualize themselves running a 100-meter race and crossing the finish line in exactly the time they had been aiming for. They picture their target time on a big clock. In these instructions, I will use a presentation you are preparing to give as an example. You can substitute the details of your own particular situation instead. Sit up straight and close your eyes. Feel how your body is connected to the surface you are sitting on. Feel, too, how your feet are firmly connected to the floor. Now turn your eyes upward and inward without opening them, almost as though you were trying to look at your own brain. Even if it seems quite an effort, hold this position for 3 breaths. Then, keeping your eyes closed, let them return to their starting position. So let's take 3 breaths while we do this, and I'll do that with you. 4 in, inhale for 4, out for 7, okay? One more. On the next exhalation, notice that you're feeling more and more relaxed. In your imagination, pat your forehead, your cheeks, and your whole face, starting at the top and working your way down, and let yourself become even more relaxed with the next exhale. Your entire head and face now feel lighter, and with every exhale, you relax more and more deeply. Now move on to the neck and spine. Imagine that you were starting to slowly pat and ease out these parts of the body. Relax all 24 vertebrae from the neck to the tailbone. Let go, and with each exhalation, sink even more deeply into the state of relaxation. Now mentally move on to the front of your upper body. Soften and relax your shoulders. Relax your rib cage, collarbones, abdominal wall, your hips, and then your buttocks. Soften and relax all your muscles. Remember that you can go even deeper and let go even more with each exhale. Now working from the shoulders down, become aware of and relax your arms and hands. Finally, completely relax your thighs, lower legs, feet, and toes. At the same time, keep your feet firmly grounded to support you. Still keeping your eyes closed, imagine that you are sitting in a cinema with a huge blue screen. A film now starts playing on this screen. You see yourself wearing the outfit you've picked for your big day. You can also see how you've styled your hair. And now you open the door to the meeting room. There you see either a table with your audience sitting around it or a podium that you now walk confidently toward. You have written a few keywords on note cards or maybe prepared some slides on your laptop. Everything is already plugged in. All you have to do is start. Now you hear the beginning and then the end of your presentation. Maybe also a few questions from people you may or may not know. You feel able to answer them calmly and clearly. It may also happen that you occasionally have to say, I need to think about that, or I'll get back to you about that in the next few days. I don't have the answer right now. That only makes you more human. No one can answer every question 100% every time. And even if there is a bit of a slip-up, that's fine. Take it with good humor and smile gently. Finish this exercise by watching yourself leaving the room. This internal film is a perfect way of preparing. The more often you watch it, the more your brain remembers that everything goes well. All right, that is the end of that meditation. And I'm just going to do one or two cards for calm cards. These are for encouraging positive thinking using mindfulness, cognitive behavior therapy, visualization, and creative thinking. So I'm just going to finish with these. I'm just shuffling them and going to pick them randomly. All right, step by step. Oh, it's the number 13 again. That's so funny. Trying to achieve our goals can sometimes feel overwhelming. A daily grind with success on a distant horizon. How much easier would it be if you told yourself you were going to succeed just for today? That fits perfectly with the topics we talked about today. It's so funny. And it's number 13. So I'm going to leave you with that question, and I'm just going to do one more random card. Okay, this is number 6. It says, let it go, let it go. Think of a moment or situation you fixate on and take a snapshot of it. Actually, blink your eyes as if you were taking a picture. All right. Imagine that picture as an old Polaroid. Hold it in your back hand and watch it fade to black and white. Let the wind catch it and pull it from your fingers. Let the moment go. Picture your life as a timeline. Does it move from left to right or reach out ahead of you? Picture both the event and this very moment on that timeline. In what ways have you grown and changed from the person you were then? What other ways can you think of it to reduce it to a single, unimportant moment of time? Is there a word or phrase you can repeat that will banish it? All right, so that concludes this podcast, which is a mixed bag of things. I'm just going to turn my music on for a minute. I hope that you all have a calm, cool, and serene end to your weekend. And I will see you all next Sunday. Thanks for listening.